everyone, and welcome to Jackie Speaks. My name is Jackie. If this is your first time watching on YouTube, I discuss narcissistic abuse, emotional abuse, how it affects you and your brain. I discuss limiting beliefs, how you can change them, heal, grow, become more confident, build self esteem. So if you're into that type of thing, please continue listening to the rest of this live. So, in today's video, I'll be talking about self sacrificing, why we do it, where does it come from, how we can stop doing it. And this is a huge one. A lot of people do this because, we want to be there for the people we care about. We want to be there for our family. We want to show that we care. Maybe at work, we want to put in that extra effort and do the extra things that no one else is willing to do. Stay up a bit of some extra hours to show that we're dedicated to what we're doing. Um, go out with your friends, stay a little bit longer because you want to show them that you care, that you want to be with them. But at the same time, a lot of these, it goes too far. It's almost to our detriment, right? We do all these things for these people, but we push ourselves too far to the point where we're just doing things for people. We never do anything for ourselves. You're constantly sacrificing yourself. You're doing a lot of work. um you say you're doing a lot of work. You're just to keep up with everyone and everything going on. And yeah, it can really take a toll on you. um so what does self-sacrificing look like? How do we do this? For Do you take more than you can handle, like at work? Do you take on more work than you can handle, or do extra favors for people? um you put other people's needs before your own, right? Put your stuff to the side and focus on what other people need from you first. And you have trouble expressing yourself and expressing your needs, voicing your opinions as well. Because remember, you're giving people a platform to speak for themselves, but you never voice what you want. Uh, Perhaps with relationships with other people, do you ignore red flags in relationships, or enable problematic behavior, or give people a pass when they do certain things that may not be the most appropriate, things that may be labeled problematic? I'm sorry about that. I accidentally muted my mic. I need to stop. I need to really start checking when I mute my mic because I do it accidentally sometimes. And I say a bunch of stuff and only realize later on that I'm on mute. So I think I was discussing how we tend to self sacrifice and put other people first. I think yes, to ignore red flags and problematic behavior, or enable this sort of behavior. Do you find yourself seeking approval or external validation from other people, right? You care too much what other people think of you. You want people to approve of you. You want people to like you, so much so that you start doing things so that people will like you, instead of just being yourself around people. Or even if you get into an argument with a friend and you'd rather just ignore it or let it go for the sake of them liking you, instead of voicing your problems or your issues that you may be having. Even if that friend may have wronged you, you still let it go because you would rather have them like you, and I put like in air quotes, than cause conflict, which would make them dislike you and lose their approval. So that's a big one. You avoid conflict and you take responsibility for other people's actions, right? Someone might hurt you or do something to you, and you be, oh, it was my fault. I should have seen this coming, or if only I had done this and that. If only I hadn't, aggravated him or her. Statements like that. You take responsibility for the things that people do. Remember, people are responsible for their own actions. It doesn't fall on you, right? We all have a brain to think. We all have our own, you know, consciousness. So you can't take on what someone else does. That is on them. You're only responsible for what you do, how you react to things, right? Um, yes. Do you put your plans on hold for other people? So let's say you plan to just stay home and relax after work, but your friends want to go out and drink. And so you just, instead of saying, no, thanks, I would rather stay home, you end up going, even though you really, really don't want to. And this happens a lot, right? It's not just like once or twice. No, this happens a lot where you sacrifice yourself in situations like this and you just go along with what other people want or expect of you, and never voice, you know, your opinion or say, no, I really don't want to. And lastly, do you have trouble asking for help? This is a huge one, right? So you take in a lot of things. Like, let's say we'll use work as an example. At work, you do your role, but you do extra stuff as well. And you take all of that on, and you have trouble asking for help from other people. Is that something that, you know, you come across? Is that something that happens to you often? Um, yeah, so if any or more of these relate to you, or you feel like this is you do these things, um, you might be codependent. I don't know if we, so you might want to look into that. And I know personally how hard this can be because I've been in this situation, trust me, where always putting myself out there for other people, going the extra mile and getting very little in exchange, right? um, and it really does affect you, you know um, because your needs take a back seat. You're putting everyone else's needs first, and you exhaust yourself, and what you want and taking care of you and your needs just completely go out the window because everyone comes first. And obviously they won't put you first, right? Because they put in themselves first, and you're putting them first, so who's looking out for you? It's sad realization, because we do all of these things for other people, and we expect that they'll do that in return, but that's never the case. It's always just one-sided, and it causes so much stress and heartbreak within you. But you feel like you can't stop, because if you stop, you're going to lose their approval and validation, and you live off of that essentially, right? You seek everyone else's approval. So it, Oh, sorry about that. My mic switched off. Again, I think I need to get myself a new mic. Yes. So I was talking about yeah, your needs taking a back seat, and it's very sad because you need to take care of yourself. Before any you can ask anyone else to be there for you and take care of you, you need to take care of yourself, and you need to learn how to love yourself and nurture yourself and take care of your needs and voice your grievances, and all of that sort of piles on. And it's just things that it really affects you. And oftentimes you do all these things for people, and you're generally not appreciated for what you do. In fact, they tend to demand more and more and more. And even though you go above and beyond for them, and they would never do the same for you. Perhaps you attract the wrong type of people, or maybe you hang on to the wrong type of people, right? The type of people who, again, give very little in a relationship and you go above and beyond for them. Because a person with healthy boundaries or who knows how to voice their opinions would walk away from a person like this, right? Someone who comes in and demands so much of them but gives very little in return in the way of love, affection, pretty much anything. They would walk away and say no. However, if you're codependent and you tend to have self-sacrificing behavior, you stick with these people and give them excuses. Remember before how I said instead of ignore red flags, these are the red flags you said you ignore, and you stick around and you give too much of yourself over and over again and get very little in return, and it can be frustrating because you've shown this person how much you love them. But the thing is, what I've noticed with people, if you meet someone who likes to take advantage of your sort of self-sacrificing behavior, they're not going to just stop, right? They're benefiting from it. They're not going to just, okay, let's stop, let me now give to you. No, they will just gradually demand more and more and more. They will take as much as you can give. So it's almost up to you to either set solid boundaries, let them know that no, this is not what I want to do. I need a certain amount in return. I need some love and affection. And if they can't, if they're the type of person who only takes and doesn't give, then you would know to walk away. And so, for that to come into place, um, you really need to go deeper into your mind and figure out why is it that you do this? Why do you self-sacrifice? Why do you seek people's approval? Why do you stay around even though it's toxic? Why is it hard for you to let go of certain people? How can you put yourself first? And all of this can be tied down to your core beliefs, right? So your core beliefs are almost a set of rules that you operate by. These were formed in childhood and now you operate with them as an adult. So if your core beliefs support self-sacrificing, right? Um, then you think it's okay, right? You think putting yourself on the line for other people is okay. So therefore, it's no big deal if I'm only the only one putting an effort into this relationship. It's okay. It doesn't matter. So you need to change those beliefs. You need to go figure out what your core beliefs are about relationships and and people and how you can fix it. For instance, if you grew up in a household, and this is where it will come from, the root cause could be from your childhood. If you grew up in a healthy or unhealthy environment, so if you grew up in a healthy environment where you receive enough love and care and your friends are there to support you, that's the sort of thing you receive in a relationship. And if someone does not match that, adios, right? You can tell them to go away. But if you grew up in an unhealthy household where your emotional needs were neglected and where you felt rejected, in adulthood, when you meet people who neglect you, you'll still be there for them and you still do your part and go above and beyond because that's what normal is to you, right? Your core beliefs support that. So go deeper into your mind and figure out what are some of the core beliefs that were formed in your childhood. What was your childhood situation like, right? Was it very emotionally unstable? Maybe there was a lot of emotional abuse, narcissistic abuse. Um, Maybe there was a lot of physical abuse. You might have been sexually abused.
um, what had happened, or it could just be simply neglect. Your parents weren't always there, they demanded too much of you. Maybe one of your parents was codependent, and so you sort of learned that behavior, that this is how we show love, is to self-sacrifice and put other people's needs first. So really go into your childhood and figure out what happened and how this could have formed beliefs about how you should operate as an adult, how you should operate in the world, who you are in the world, right? Am I good enough? You are not. You feel like you're not good enough. You don't deserve to be taken care of. Feel like it's your place to take care of other people. You're not worthy of love. You're not worthy of being appreciated. You're not worthy of taking a break. If I take a break, something bad's gonna happen. So I need to constantly be working. Maybe you have fear of rejection. That's why you sort of do extra things for people so they don't need you. It could be a multitude of like core beliefs. So the key is to really go into your core beliefs and change that programming, and for you to see that you deserve better. You deserve to have people who are looking after you, taking care of you. You deserve that, and you don't need to buy love. You don't need to do favors for people in order for them to love you. You know, you are lovable. You are worthy. You are enough as you are right this very moment as you're hearing this. So you don't need to go do all sorts of crazy things and put yourself on the line and exhaust yourself and put in all your efforts just to get love in return. You deserve, even when you're doing nothing and when you're sitting there, you deserve love as you are. It's so sad that a lot of us didn't really get this messaging when we were younger, so we kind of feel like we have to do extra things for love. Um, but it is you can change that now as an adult. You can go into your core beliefs and reprogram them to something that supports a healthy, positive mindset. And when you do that, you find that it's much, much easier for you to say no, set boundaries, put yourself first, and walk away from toxic relationships and toxic people and situations that do not serve you. I know with a lot of us, we feel like, I know personally for myself, it's something that it's a huge mountain I had to climb, right? You feel like it's your duty to do this, but it really isn't. It really is. You shouldn't have to lay yourself on the line for other people. Um, that's not how it goes, right? You need to, I mean, giving to people is good, right? Being there for people, um, lending a helping hand, those are good. But if it's coming from a place of, what do they say when you have, give from when your cup is full, not from an empty cup. So, and that's what I strongly believe. You should fill your own cup first. Love yourself, take care of yourself, and from that place, you'll be able to give to other people healthily and not in a way that you're self-sacrificing and constantly giving too much of yourself and running your reserves dry when you don't even have enough to go into yourself. So, yeah, really just take the time to work through this. I would suggest you get a notebook and a pen. If this is really an issue you're struggling with and something you're really trying to overcome, really focus on this and try to look into your childhood, what may have happened, try to work through how that affects how you see relationships with people, in the workplace, at school, your friends, your loved ones, and how you sort of self-sacrifice for their sakes, and how you can stop this and reprogramming those beliefs. Whatever may have happened to you in your childhood, it's not your fault. Um, it's no reflection of who you are as a being. It's a reflection of the people that raised you or your caregivers, the people that did that to you, or maybe weren't there, had left. It's a reflection on them and says nothing about you. You're still this amazing, wonderful human being. And I truly believe all of you have so much to offer to the world. But you need to fill your cup first and put to yourself first and offer to yourself and truly love and appreciate yourself and know that you are worthy. You are enough as you are. You're worthy of love. You deserve to be protected. You deserve to be cherished. And you deserve to have time for yourself. You deserve to take care of yourself and have people there help you. And really work through your core beliefs until you get to a place where you believe the statements that I just made are true about you. Because you deserve all of that and so much more. So That's how you can sort of, it's one way you can stop self-sacrificing and start putting yourself and your needs first. Thank you so much for listening to today's live. That's all I have for today. If you like this video or found it helpful, please hit the like button and subscribe if you want to catch, and hit the notification bell if you want to be notified when I go live next. Until next time, bye. Thank you so much for listening.